I dare say. Paradox, you're right. They're needing to bring something different to the table, and I think it's going to be a tough ask for them here as we do insert ourselves into the map, Blair. But I mean, for Paradox, they're going to need to be firing on all cylinders. It can't just be Bedunker. I think we need to reiterate that as the fact that there needs to be some more feathers in their cap.
I want Ekel to really step up a little bit more. He had his moments of brilliance, that clutch, especially the no scope shot to win that 1v2. But I feel like he needs to be a little bit more impactful if they do manage to find enough money to get him an AWP. But I just want to talk a little bit about how picturesque this looks. Like, this is my favorite insertion into a map. Like, it's got flowers, it's got like, it's got the nice Italian vibe.
It is. It's very alfresco. It's alfresco casting, if we want to call it that. I'm more than happy to call it that. But in terms of the map, Inferno, obviously, it's similar in a lot of instances to Nuke. Tight choke points, utility, super important to be able to get yourself going into any sort of round. And I mean, it is almost in some instances just as important for the CTs and the Ts equally to have good utility all the way through. Obviously, things can slip a little bit more easily on that CT side, but I think what we saw from Paradox in Nuke was the ability to control that economy. Often we see teams against more favored opposition sometimes just start to bleed out rounds that they shouldn't because they couldn't control that economy. That's a positive for Paradox. When the pressure's on, they know how to handle themselves. Also, the fact that they are now on the T side as well, they should be able to try and get themselves off to the best start possible. The pressure is on order to maintain the equilibrium and keep Inferno CT sided.
I don't expect to see Bedonka go for the reverse bunny hop in this round. It's going to be Versa leading the way, and it's a 3-man setup towards top of mid. Make that a 4-man, actually. They're getting slaughtered here. He's still with a quick double. He's going to find all 3. He's going to shut it down. He's going to get the quad kill. We didn't even see for his POV. Doesn't really matter now, does it? The replay should be coming up right there. And wow. Okay.
There's only one way to describe that round, and that is Cirque du Soleil. That is some acrobatics. Ustilo has just gone to town. You can't do that.
Oh my god.
You can't allow him to go unchecked. And, well, that is vintage Ustilo. He is the point and click man and has been for quite some time. Now, this is what I'm expecting to see from Order in this instance is heavy aggression, upping the ante, no respect. That's the way that they're going to play against their opposition. They're taking control, choke points early on. You saw the early nade aggression from top mid, from Banana. They just want to mince Paradox.
And that's exactly what we want to see. And that's the thing with Inferno, right? As the T, if you kind of get like Pinsett towards this, like the mid, maybe towards the T-slope area and start getting pressured and not able to answer back. I know it's an eco round right now. They just have the Glocks and just one couple of P250s being invested. But I like this early statement coming out from Order. Like, they had a 4-man stack towards the top of mid, the brackets area earlier. Now Valiant, he can hear all these players running up. He's going to try and time it. This could be a free number of frags for him, but you're just going to hold the line, just waiting here. And if you look at the remaining 3 CTs on a minimap, if you look at them, they're all playing on the bomb side, primarily because Alta's down to just 23 points of health. And it looks like the hit is going to be coming in towards A bomb side.
And more importantly, is the utility left on the CT side here. So they are just going to point and click for the remainder. Jaro might be able to get a lineup, but it's going to be all on him. There is no crossfire. They are going to be dismantled as they make their way through to this bomb site, though. As Ustilo, again, just locks things down. He does have Alistair in tow, and they make things look easy for Order on the A bomb site. Positives for them, too, is the fact that they only lost an MP9 in the hands of Jara. He should be able to receive a free upgrade, and he does. So they are going to continue to try and build some economy. They're going to hold on to those SMGs. And Paradox, on the other hand, are going to go for that mobile AK setup. Decent spread of utility as well. As we said, very important to establish that control early on. I want to see how they butt heads, though. It's always tempting to take Banana control early on.
It is. And for Alistair, he's just jumping around, trying to, like, just bait out a shot, gather some information. Look at the amount of flames. There's a Banana area, and look at the aggression as well coming out from, I do believe that is Gyro. He's going to get caught out. Versa being very patient. Find the kill. This is kind of like the bonus round, right, for Order. They have the 2 SMGs, 3 SMGs, in fact. But, like you said, this map, it's all about some of these choke points. And these MP9s, In the right hands, they can kind of potentially reign supreme.
Yeah, the temptation obviously for Gyro was too much. He didn't really need to push that far, given that he had an MP9. He's not going to be able to take long-range duels. Just maybe set an off angle there, catch one or two in carpet. But they're just being picked apart here at the moment. Order taking duels and peaking angles that they don't need to. In fact, that is an M4 down, one of the few that they did have in this round. And it's just Valiant and Rick. Maybe they can find something on the exits here, take it into the next round. But I'm not looking too hopeful. Unless, stranger things have happened. But you can see Paradox at the moment. They've got a pretty good spread of position, and those post plants are going to be rock solid.
Yeah, I really like how they're not overextending him. There's no need to hunt. 5 AK-47s, all the 5 rifles. Valiant's just waiting patiently for Member to maybe push ahead. It's going to get spotted out. Can potentially win his duel, but no, it's going to be Herbs going to win that one. And it's going to be a pretty clean round for Paradox. And like you said, Order, they were trying to aggress, trying to take advantage of the fact that they have the MP9s, trying to kind of force matters, but doesn't work out. But that's going to actually hurt their economy. They don't really have the money to really go for a buy, because they did lose a couple of players, mind you, in the first 2 rounds they won. So Paradox, they do strike back immediately.
Yeah, the fact that Stillo obviously had that M4 was both a blessing and a burden, in the sense that he only got a minimum kill bonus in those rounds that he was able to multi-frag. So it's only left him with 1,500 because he did lose it quite dramatically at the top of mid, 2 through smoke. So that's not going to bode too well for him. But you can see both these two teams very keen on exchanging utility for map control early on. And in this instance, Paradox have been able to work themselves what is some pseudo-control of Banana. They've been able to push the CTs back somewhat, but again, just a very slow approach from both these two teams. And even Versa now is cotton on to the fact that they do like to play in apartments. Order do like to show presence everywhere, and couple that with the fact that they are on an eco. They're going to take their time and ball up here, Paradox. They're not going to take too many risks.
Alistair, position compromised, and yeah, they're going to. It's going to be an easy kill for Badonka. But yeah, I don't really see Order expecting much here. And it's pretty much a throwaway around, but I just want to talk a little bit about some of the other, the matches we have later on. Like, you have Order, you have Renegades. Obviously, you have Ground Zero and Chiefs as well, right? And Chiefs, they've looked good. Renegades facing against Rooster later on. That is the matchup that I've actually been keeping an eye on. Like, Rooster are a team who have surprised a lot of players, surprised a lot of observers of the Australian scene. They have had a couple of wins over the likes of Avant and Order as well. Albeit, I do believe a couple of those matchups did have stand-ins for those teams, but can't take it away from them. They have surprised quite a lot of people. The question is, how much can it push a team like Renegades?
Well, that's it. I mean, Renegades have shown that they've got some solid fundamentals. In the last 5 competitions, they've been able to take out convincingly. They've prior to that, they actually showed some weakness coming out of the player break. I think they lost a 2-0 situation to a team called Truckers with Attitude, and that really is what spurred them into action. That we need to, pull up our socks and get ourselves back in form, because everybody is posturing for Renegade's position. Given that they could have, at that point in time, it looked like you were going to be in Australia for quite some time. There was no prospects of going overseas. So that was when everybody sensed some blood in the water. Everybody sensed that they might have been vulnerable. They've been able to lift their game to another level and just make sure that they are a tier above a lot of the teams here in Australia. So, yeah, Rooster provides some interesting opposition, but that's only because Rooster tend to throw some unknowns in here and there. And when I say unknowns, it's usually the playstyle of players like Chelios, as we do see Gyro just up the ante. It's Valiant that actually takes 2. I thought that was some sort of insane MP5 spray transfer, but it wasn't.
Especially at that range, I would have lost it if he actually did get the 2K, but
that was flashbacks to the old ump.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. It wasn't as bad as a Krieg, if you ask me, but still. Danger, though, he was very, very quiet, and also on map 1, also kind of being the sacrificial lamb, if you like, for the team. And now Ricky, the one that I thought spots one player out. Ooh, a lot of damage, but Donka down to 4 HP. They don't expect a second player, Alistair, with the op. That's a very, very snappy shot indeed. Let's go for the wall bang. The Molotov's going to prevent the bomb from getting planted immediately, but Donka has to reposition himself. He's going to try to get the bomb down. Knows. spray coming in through the smoke. 2v3. Versa, it's gonna all come down to it. The flashbang is good, but they're not gonna take advantage of it. He's gonna go for the spray anyway, and he's gonna get taken down. The second flash is perfection, and it is gonna be the round going the way of order. Keep 3 alive. But the money is still looking a little grim for the CD side. For Paradox, though, the 2 rounds they won back-to-back were very convincing rounds, and that means they have money for days. An average of about $7,000 to $8,000 in each and every one of these players means they can go for any buy they want, and even if they lose this one, they can buy up again.
It's a very dangerous prospect for the next couple of rounds, so Auto need to make sure they keep their money in check. Those money problems started in the 3rd round, and it's just bled out a little bit for them, and even though they won last round, you're right. They're definitely not out of the woods just yet, as the coffers run deep for Paradox. So, cool. Just going to up the ante here. I do like the prospect of this duel head-to-head. Alistair, not shy on confidence, that's for sure. And he will rise to those challenges. I think that's the thing that you need to be wary of, is the fact that if he misses a shot like that, he's going to find another angle. He's going to search for another duel. And a lot of players have met their end unawares of that.
Indeed. And Echo, I still feel he's like an unknown quantity for me personally, at least based off just that one map we saw Nuke, right? Like, oh, what's he doing? Waiting for the flash. Flash gonna pop. Timing is perfection, but Danger's ready and waiting. That is so well played by Paradox. They were waiting for that, and now Alistair just peeking on out. That is so ballsy from him. He's gonna be forced on back. There is still a player at the back of the bombs. It's gonna be Ricky, the veteran. Waiting patiently. I think he's been spotted out, but he's going to go for the white swing. Find the oops, looking for more bomb drop. Alex is going to find Bedonka, and Ricky just making them look like fools. Eccles going to be left alone in a 1v3, op in hand. He's got the time, he knows where the bomb is, but this is looking rough as he does land the tag with the wall bang. But Alistair just plays peekaboo. I see you, and you're dead.
That was very patient play also from Auto. Having that, I mean, it was an uncharacteristic miss from Alistair in the arch, but if anything, it just pushed them into that A bomb site B bomb site straight into the hands of Rick as well. So, I mean, whilst Rick has carved a name for himself with that AWP, he's still a very solid rifler. In fact, I think it was, at his peak when he did have the AWP, it was more often than not his pistol play that bailed him out. So he is quite solid in the aim department, and you place him on a bomb site like that with some moving targets, and he's just going to go to town. And this is another round, one of those rounds for Paradox. This is the danger round for them, though. They need to win this. They need to at least get a plant in it. That money bonus is only just starting to tick over for them, but they are going to rely on that utility doing work for them, just pushing Order back into the bomb sites. They've been able to do that. They've been able to push Alistair out of a comfortable position. That's the first thing that you need to do if you're going to take map control against a team like Order.
Indeed, is slowing things down a bit in this A bomb site. Like I said, Paradox, they had the money for the second buy. The thing is, if they can somehow win this, they're going to still manage to kind of break the economy for Order. So it's still a very crucial round here for the underdogs, Alistair. You're playing from the smoke. That's the question. He's still going to be playing. Not scoped in. Looking for this fast flicks. Nice flashbang, though. Now he's going to do a smart thing. Falls on back. Safety. Still spotting out. Waiting. Bedonka. He's going to be playing behind the flames. No, he's going to be walking on in. And Alistair, he's aware of this. He is so aware. Scoped in. Bedonka knows where he is. And that's such a nice, quick little flick there. And Alistair's playing so very well. As he gets the first kill. Indeed. And also now the man advantage, as they're going to be walking straight into the waiting arms of Valiants, who will not get anything done. But Ricky is still waiting above, as Alistair gets another kill onto Herbs, and this has just all gone wrong.
Oh my, that is just completely dismantled. Versa, they don't know where he is. That'll work in his favor. And will he take one with him? No, he will not. Paradox, that is going to be a frustrating round for them. They do have Versa with that AK, but of course no money left in the coffers for him. And, well, I mean, Order, they really haven't been troubled thus far. Alistair, some smart play around Arch as well, just hearing the sound tick from that Molotov. Obviously, teammate called in that they have got control of Library, so just watch your back. and that is rewarded in some good play from Alistair. Now, you can see again, just utility damage coming out from... Well, it actually didn't come out at all, but they're keen on getting that damage on into the choke points. This is not the first time we've seen Order send multiple grenades down into those choke points here. So Justillo gets a frag, just pushing through into carpet. So, I mean, despite the fact that they know what's going on, sometimes Paradox, they just can't stop it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a kill through the wall and the smoke.
You hate to see it.
If you're a Paradox
fan. To see it.
Yeah, exactly. Alistair just been everywhere, and I love this sort of like, not necessarily combat style opping, but just being this floating off on the CD side, being unpredictable, just being everywhere, just being so quick and mobile on his feet. And now he's gonna have a very comfortable time. The Versus, lucky to stay alive, gets tagged on 11 HP, and Alistair is just ready. He's ready to get... Oh, he gets a tag! He gets a collateral tag, but no one dies! No one dies! How is that possible? Look at the health!
That is heartache for Alistair, but there's still a chance here for Paradox, particularly with that AWP in the hands of Herbs. Now, Jara cleaning up with the 3 in the end, but I'll tell you what, Alistair has been impactful. Even though he might not have got the frags in that instance, he was still able to set up his teammates for success. It was just a simple cleanup there for Jara, playing this smart angle in the bomb site, but you've got to feel for players like this. You still...
He just
that is just that's retaliation through the smoke and wall. Jara there, just clinical.
Okay. I feel bad for Alistair. He's got 6 kills and 6 assists. That's just unfortunate.
Team player. As long as he doesn't go for the triple-double, which is, of course, double-digit deaths.
He's just everywhere, isn't he? Like, Arch, Banana, like, apps. Love it.
It's just, they auto-play it well. They play a case of hide the AWP. And they keep teams guessing where it's going to be. Now, Alistair again, he's just a floating presence. You're right. He's now holding down A from pit. So that's a complete shift from where he was playing earlier, and now Justillo. He's going to look for one. Cannot find it. Has to be careful though, because he's going to overextend himself here, particularly without head armor. He does do the smart thing and opt to back off.
Yeah, I got a little scary. Ricky as well was just on 34 points of health, so even if he still got taken down, Ricky, there was a possibility that he wouldn't have been... Oh! Okay, that was Jira, but Alistair... Did he get a tag? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Alistair just taking everyone down. He's furious, Jim. He's angry. And now the duel, the glass cannon versus Alistair's AWP and Eccles. He's trapped. 25 seconds on the clock bomb right in front of him. But he's getting hunted down from all angles. They know exactly where he is. And look at Order. Oh. Jesus.
They keep trying to force the issue onto Diggity, and that is right up Order's alley.
But that's the response
I wanted.
Yeah, I'm just going to ignore that. Completely ignore that. But the thing is, where did it go? Like, you know what I would like to see right now from Paradox is maybe a little bit of a later apps take. You know, keep a guide there, but then again, you have to steal just wall banging people, so that's hard as well. It's almost like there's no any easy avenue. They have to fight for everything. It's going to be the B hit coming out, and it might work out here at Valiant's fault. But Rick is there holding the line, going for the full spray, running out of bullets, switching over to the USP, but teammates nearby, and it's going to be Jira, but Versa finding Alistair. Suddenly, things are looking promising for Paradox. Jira waiting patiently, but Herbs reads it to perfection. He tried to bait them out with the smoke, but not having it. And now still is going to be left in a 1v3. And for the first time in quite a while, it feels like Paradox going to be finding some success based off what some might say was a little bit of over-aggression coming out from Order.
Yeah, that Molotov's going to give away his position as well. So he needs to be aware of the fact that he could be flanked here. And I don't think he's actually going to be wise to the fact that Versa is in CT spawn with the AWP. He was able to pick up out of the hands of Ali, making a nuisance of himself in Boiler Room. But that is a much needed round for Paradox. They get themselves on the board. They get some weaponry in their hands for free, most importantly. And that helps supplement their income somewhat. And from Order's perspective, this is a danger round. This is a round where their economy sits on the precipice. They've had to reinvest almost entirely. They have. And that has not left a lot of money left in the bank at all. As Ali does have a full complement here. He's going to up the ante again, take that jewel down mid, but he is actually, taking the jewel in banana. So good to see him still continuing to move around, but the problem was he was met with stiff resistance here from Paradox, and in fact, Paradox have actually been able to wrestle control of banana, but they are keeping 3 on this B bomb site.
Switching things up a little bit, maybe expecting an early push coming out from Paradox. And suddenly, Order. Maybe a little bit over aggression previous round. This time, they're giving a lot of respect, a lot of real estate just being handed over to their opponents here. Still a minute on the clock, but just looking at the way Order are posturing at the moment, it looks like they're going to be heading for this B bomb site. All 5 members gathering up. Valiant's just trying to shoulder peek, spotting someone out. He's got Incendiary ready. They're going to just smoking their way and just forcing their way through as Ricky's going to find a kill through the smoke. Valance peeking around the corner. They're waiting patiently for him. The nade's going to do quite a bit of damage. Not good enough for a kill, though. And Versa's going to maul him alive. Ricky with a quick trade, but Versa with a double, making it a 3v3. However, a couple of the players are pretty low right now for the side of Paradox.
Just going to force their way onto this bomb site. Alistair, the timing works out, but he doesn't find the frag again, doing so much damage. Not converting that into a kill. However, Order in great position here for the retake. They still have 30 seconds to work with, and they are going to regroup. The problem is they don't have too much in terms of other utility. They've got the flashes. They're going to go on the back of those. They're going to come in with the late boost here. This is smart from Order, and the HP of Paradox is going to be an issue. The trade is good, though, and Ekel rounds that one out. They all play together quite smartly, and I tell you what, that was going to go quickly pear-shaped for Paradox in my mind, but they hold on.
It was all Versa. It was all Versa. He gets the first 2 kills, despite Order doing a pretty good job holding them back. This is the second kill was really nice as well, just spinning around. And then, of course, these 2 kills. Look at how low he is. 13 HP, the 1 kill, the second with the spray transfer, and, of course, Echo to close it out. And they've broken the money for Order. They've forced him to go for a 4 spy. Deagles out, a couple of 5-7s, a bit of utility as well to work with. And somehow, score was 7-2. And now this is looking much more feasible for Paradox.
Fragile CT Eco. That's the issue we're dealing with here. Again, Ucillo opting to take that jewel. He has been forced out this time, though. So Paradox are now opting for some earlier control of carpets. But again, they need to deal with that man there, Ucillo, the one that's been causing quite a bit of trouble for any CT side. He's been, as we said, that rock, that multi-fragging prowess, and danger. They're going to send him in with the Mac 10. Send in the hounds as he is traded out, but he's got some valuable information here. The rest of the team are going to flood right through. Alistair, he's making a nuisance of himself again here in this A-bomb site. He's just going to play himself around the pole here. They haven't cleared the bomb site. It is not alley free at the moment, but Alistair is well aware of the fact that they have inserted the Donker into graveyard, so he is holding strong. This is a really awkward standoff. It's like a first date almost, but Rick is now left in a 1 versus 3, and he misses his chance there to thin the herd somewhat. And I think they're going to play this one with quite a bit of respect here. They know that a single bullet could spell the end of any member of Paradox. As Rick, he's just looking for something to perhaps supplement his mission. Can't find any weaponry. So I think at this stage, he's just resigned himself to being able to perhaps take an exit frag here, Blair. That was danger signs for Paradox, but they managed to wrestle their way out of it.
Yeah, that looked a little scary. And they were giving so much respect to Alistair in their bomb site, right? And I think it was it Badonka? I think it was Badonka who was hiding inside a graveyard, just not budging at all. So Paradox, they get to 5. Ricky picks up an AK. That's not too shabby, but it was a forced investment. Meaning, for Order right now, they just had the pistol to work. few nades being purchased, perhaps. I'm not too. Siding a little bit the way of order, and they were 7-2 up, and now all of a sudden there's a very real chance, there's a very real opportunity for Paradox to potentially go into the second half with the lead, which it did have a nuke earlier.
Now that's interesting that they just sent Rick straight into apartments here, but Danger again, just doing damage with that Mac 10. As Paradox, they realized that Order were definitely going to be on a double eco. Well, there's not really much on offer for Order, but I think this is a real danger for Order. The Paradox can perhaps even take charge of this half if they're not careful. There's a very fragile city economy on the other end of this round, so if they do manage to take it, it's going to be a very tough road home for Order. And I'm not really surprised to see it, to be honest. I mean, if you're confident enough to pick a map like Inferno against Order, you've got to back yourself on it, and it's good to see that they've upped the ante somewhat after a very, no doubt, frustrating run on Nuke. Jara, he's just going to be able to take away an AK. That's about it. That's about Order. All Order are going to be able to get out of the round. In fact, he's not even going to try and consolidate it with his teammate. No time. Because Paradox, they take a 7-6 scoreline. Now, Blair, Order have got to get these last two rounds. They surely don't want to be knocked back like this. It needs to be a 9-6 half. Otherwise, surely they're going to be holding themselves to a much higher standard than this.
Yeah, and especially if I go back to that T-side of Nuke, obviously T-side of Nuke is way more harder and way more complicated than what you can do on Inferno, but there are a lot of similarities, right? It's about drawing out the utility from the CDs, trying to work some of those key choke points. And I was not really impressed with what I saw on the T-side from Order on Nuke, which was their map pick. Now heading in Inferno, which I'm not saying they can't play Inferno, of course they can, but I expected more of a showing from the CD side. I expected a little bit more convincing showing here. Maybe like a 10-5 or an 11-4 scoreline. But yeah, like you said, if it's not 9-6, even if it's 9-6, if I'm Order, I'm going to be a little disappointed. I'm going to be like, I could have done better there.
No doubt. And I think it just shows too that CT sides are still on a knife's edge. They were up 7-2. It was commanding. It looked like they were having a good time, and they were still taking some losses in some rounds, and I think that was just enough hope for Paradox to latch onto and then just roll with. We see Ustilla here, super aggressive position, but he has support this time. And it's important to note that Alistair, again, being able to just lock down things from the top of mid. Playing it off angle here, Ustilla, again, cheeky pick. This is what they're good at, Order, and they have now got Paradox in the back foot.
They do 5v2. Don't really see a world where Danger or Echo are going to be able to dig their way out of this one. It should be 8-6. Of course, they have money for days and just one more round remaining, so they're going to be too worried economy-wise. But they'll be looking to try and, make their lives a little easier going to the final round of this first half, right? If you can take away a couple of guns, force Order to repurchase into the final round. That could make the life a little bit easier. And it's going to be Gyro's going to find danger, and it's not looking likely. Eccle's going to get taken down. A flawless round coming out of Order, not even taking a single point of damage. It's going to be 8-6.
That was a situation for Paradox where anything was gold then. Any frag that they took off Order was going to be gold, because that meant that they might have had to have gone without utility in some of these rounds. And we can see here, they weren't super aggressive in this round, but they just took the picks from what was very stationary, very set back positions. They didn't necessarily go for the early picks, and this is going to be good. Cross from mid, this barely noticed by Paradox at all. The boost cross mid as Alistair is looking to get himself an early pick. This is such an aggressive line, but this is Alistair to a T.
Love it.
And Ustilla is rock solid again at top mid. Doesn't even need the support. Jaro comes through late, but RBZ is just going to try and get something out of it, and he will.
He will, but yeah, you can see the hunt, it's already on. Alistair just waiting around the corner. Eagle gets spotted out. Ooh, also with a miss. We don't really see that often. And Eagle's going to come out on top. That's brilliant from him. Punishes Alistair for the miss. But now the bomb dropped at the feet of the two CTs. And Herbs, he needs to make something work here. But look at the position of Rick. Rick is all the way at T-slope with an AWP trained up the top of mid. There is a chance. There is a small little window of opportunity, Jim, for them to try and steal this one away from Order, but it is looking very unlikely.
Well, they're caught between the rock and the hard place, right? Rick being the hard place, and obviously you still owe Rocky's no longer in the round, but this is tough for Paradox utility-wise. They've got to make that one flash each work, and they haven't done anything just yet. Now it's all on the shoulders of Echo here. He's been clutch before, but he hasn't got a lot of time to work with. And Order can try and drag this out as long as possible. Any second, here is gold. He no-scope again. Oh, he can't find the second. And, well, that is the half for Order. 9-6. They managed to reel things back. It seemed as though things might have been getting away from them there towards the end of that half. But Blair, they have done themselves a solid and found the last 3 rounds.
Yeah, they did it pretty convincingly as well, which is a little surprising. I'm still want to see what they have in store for us here on the T side, but 2 players who were very, very quiet, uncharacteristically. Number 1 being Mr. Bedonka. Just 3 kills in that half, despite his team getting 6 rounds. I see a world where he performed the way he did on Nuke, and maybe Paradox won that half. Maybe they're in 9 rounds. Maybe they're in 10 rounds, right? He had a very quiet game, and he's got a dualies out. I love it. Let's go.
Let's see how this one works out for him. I mean, Nuke is a different kettle of fish to Inferno, but it's certainly one you can make those 2 pistols start working for you, Akimbo style. There's Echo, going to up the ante, take the pick. Doesn't find anything, so Order just grouping up in second mid. Nothing on offer early on for either of these 2 teams. Danger, that is nasty. That is a Dennis-esque flick.
Dennis-esque flick indeed. Danger is solo holding. At this point, I'm not looking for the duels. I'm just playing a little bit more safe. Ricky is going to find Versa, and here he comes charging out. No, he spots a player out, and that's smart from Ricky. He's not going to continue to just face. Knows where Echo is. Are they going to be heading back towards B is the question. I like this re-aggression from Paradox, though. Pushing up towards brackets, clearing it out. And he get a kill. He's going to clear the corner. He's not, an Alistair spots him out. That's going to scare him back. As Rick is going to find danger as well. That's the bomb side. The B bomb side compromise is going to force out a rotation. And that means Order can go wherever they want. They have the man advantage as well. As this duel is... This is insane. If Echo can pull this off, the timing on this would be nuts. He's coming in from behind. He spots a player out. He hears him while charging in, but he doesn't have the opportunity to strike yet. But a 1 kill, that's all he needs. Patiently, Snipes is still looking for more, tapping away, looking for the duel, runs out of bullets. But he's done his job as RBZ. He's going to strike onto Ricky.
The entourage roll into this A bomb site here. Ali looking for 1, 2, and Valiance rounds that out. But my oh my, Blair, that round had everything. It had drama, it had suspense, it had a conclusion that probably didn't leave us as satisfied as it should have. But nonetheless, Order get themselves a pistol round. I thought for sure there Echo may have been able to do more damage. I think he might have gone a little bit early here, but this flick here from Danger, that kicked things off. The Paradox got them back into the round, but I tell you what, Echo will watch the replay of that round, and it's one of those rounds that you've just got to, get on with, because things could have gone very differently. And as I said, the way it played out was probably not the way he would have wanted, but Alistair now, again, just making a nuisance of himself. They've taken control of carpets. They've taken that away from the CT side. They've pushed and condensed them back into this A bomb site, and they've got them exactly where they want them, but the bomb is very far committed up these halls, and that could be a sign of things to come. So you do see Ustillo just blocking things down a banana, but Rick has been spurred into action. Here he goes. He does find the second again. It's the AK doing the bulk of the damage. It's Alistair just a hop, skip, and a jump away from the bomb site. That would have been the wildest flick of all time if Bedonka pulled that off.
This round is just
My, oh
weird.
my. This, yeah, as I said, this round is just a continuation from Pistol. It's had a flow-on effect. We've taken the weird route in terms of butterfly effects.
I am getting glimpses, or rather flashbacks, PTSD of some of the Asian games I casted over the summer. Because that round is very reminiscent of that. Like everyone just going for duels, Alistair just running around, just jumping without even his gun out when he knows for a fact that someone could be nearby. It's just madness. But Order, despite all the madness, is still up leading by 5 rounds. And it is still going to be an eco for Paradox. They did go for the force investment. And such is the way the CT economy flows. And for Order, it's a time for them to potentially go for some farm. And I think Gyro is going to be the man. Valiant has had a very quiet game as well. I was looking at Bedonka, but he's just still sitting on 3 kills, which is very surprising.
I think the thing is too, in a match like this, there's only so many frags on offer. So Valiant has been solid in clutch situations, typically, but he hasn't been left in those sort of situations. Order are just fragging out. They're leaving numbers alive. It hasn't really come down to 1vx style situations. They've had at least 2 to 3 members alive in a lot of these rounds against Paradox. So, yeah, there's only so much you can do when there's all 5 frags being taken by your teammates. So I think from his perspective, at least, he'll be just happy to be contributing in some way. But from Paradox's perspective, you're right. They have been a little bit quiet. Bedonka not hitting the heights that we saw on Nuke, but that is a cheeky smoked angle. Just trying to work the one way in his favor. Let's take some damage for it, but on the other side of the map, they are going to find another frag, as this is just a turtled approach from Order, and it's going to work in their favor if they can continue to just force their way onto this B-bomb site.
I was not a fan of Herbs kind of like, I wouldn't say exposing himself, but being in a position where he can potentially get spammed. He was so very low. I think just a random bullet through the smoke which caught him and took him down. And with that, Ricket is going to come marching up. Easy frags. It is kind of a throwaway around here, as Valiant's going to find Nickel. Danger has a Mac 10 though, and he's got Kevlar, so you could try and... Never mind.
He has been swiftly deleted.
His sentence has been cut short. Oh, yes. Yes, Versa. Do it. But no one's going to come his way.
If it wasn't for the fact that he had a Mac 10 behind him and the kill bonus is nil, nada for... okay. No kit, though. Could have made for an interesting end to the round, but they are just going to leave him to his own devices. Gyro comes back. He wants that stat. He'll be able to get away quite comfortably, too. So, Order have put Paradox in a situation where they are going to have to ride this one out on the CT side with some very tight economic management here. We see Versa highlighted. He's been a player that has been quietly going about his way, and I think he's one of those players that we asked a little bit more of to beat a team like Order. So he's going to have to continue to improve on these stats round after round if Paradox are going to fight their way back into this match.
Yeah, I feel like for all the players on this Paradox lineup, Versa has impressed me the most. Sure, he wasn't top fragging earlier, but on Nuke, but he did his job, you know what I mean? Kind of like a role player or something. And Jar just pushing on in, but 2 players ready and waiting. Is Bedonka just dizzling on everyone over here. Still though, still holding the line. 33 HP. Bedonka with the 3k. Got an ace on Nuke. He got an ace on Nuke. Maybe he's looking for more. But Alistair looking to reply back. That's a pretty good hole, I won't lie. Considering he lost a player early on, but good work from Bedonka, especially just playing around that smoke. Just putting in all the work, and with that, 3 kills. Forcing last 2 members of Order to walk straight in the crosshair of Ekel, and you cannot afford to miss those shots. You just can't miss those shots.
That's bread and butter.
Oh no, not like this.
Valiant just pushing his way onto this A-bomb. So he's been able to open the can a little bit as Paradox now back in this 2 versus 2. They're aware to the fact that they might actually be already encroaching on Diggity, and in fact this utility is going to give them away. They're going to go and opt to take it together. Now that smoke is going to give Valiant somewhat of an advantage, but he needs to be mindful of his back, and I think that might actually be his undoing here. This Danger is going to try and head things up as they break their way into this A bomb site. That smoke is actually perfect to hide Order in this bomb site. Badonka knows where Ali is, but unbeknownst to where Valiant's laying the wait, that is the round for Order.
That smoke, it feel like it was unintentional because it bounced off the Molotov, but it just worked perfectly, I feel like. And this is just heartbreak, man. Like, Badonka, quiet game so far, picks up a triple kill. He's like, guys, it's a 4v2, we got this, and Echo just misses a sitter. Like, that was... You're not going to get shots easier than that, especially if you want to play at a higher level of Counter-Strike. And
no, they're also the shots that rock your confidence as an AWPer as well. And you need to have a confident AWPer in this matchup. So that's not going to go too well for Echo. You don't want to miss those because that makes you want to not pick up the AWP.
I've been there. I've been there, Jim. Oh no!
I'm still there. That is nasty.
He doesn't allow him to run away.
He's renovating
second kill?
carpets.
No, I think the early one was Ricky. I don't know. I don't remember. Okay.
Ooh.
Echo makes up for it. At least he can hit shots with the Deagle, which is the harder weapon.
It is. It's significantly harder these days to just yield results, as these Deagles from Paradox may cause Order some issues. As well, Ustillo again, he's
just wallbanging everyone.
He's just been ever present in second mid. That's his realm. He sent people to the Shadow Realm in carpet, and also lays as the guardian of the Shadow Realm.
Well, right now, even the gods of the Shadow Realm are smiling down on Order because they're walking into an empty bomb site. Paradox have opted to go for the full stack towards speed. I can't really blame them. You know, you just have these pistols, you want to maximize your chances. Then you hear the utility being deployed towards A, and now they know, well, jig is up. They're going to be walking to the stack, but at least if they can stay alive, not take any damage, just keep those Kevlars. They can just won't have to spend too much money investing in the helmets, right? So they can at least manage to get a better buyout if they can survive. If they can survive this round without losing any members, and that should be the case here. I don't expect Order to really go on the hunt. Their money still isn't that great. Bear in mind, a couple of those rounds came down to the wire. The previous one, for example, was a 2v2 in the end. So Order have hemorrhaged quite a number of players, so the money's not that great. So yeah, not going to go for the hunt. But 14-6. It's looking like the writing's on the wall.
I think so too. And yeah, there's absolutely no reason to hunt. You're right. And they're not taking weapons out of the CT economy. And if anything, they're going to be gifting them. So they are just going to be saving a pit with high HP on pretty much all members of Order. They bring up 14-6. So it is going to be the hard road back, as this is peak Ustillo.
1 HP. 1 HP. Wants to escape. Jesus.
It's frustrating to fall to frags like that as well, more than anything, because there's nothing you can do about it. You were invisible by all means here, and we've seen Order go for this style of pick with a little bit more success. Echo again, he's been shattered by Ali.
I feel bad for him, dude.
He has not had a good run in the later rounds here on Inferno, that is for sure. And when you need an AWPer to step up, unfortunately, he has been on the receiving end of some wicked luck and some wicked shots coming out. So he'll be beside himself. It all starts with a missed shot for an AWPer, I feel. And I don't know, Paradox on the back foot very quickly in this round.
I mean, we all remember that no-scope clutch you pull off a nuke, right? But these sort of shots, that's your bread and butter. These are the shots you should be hitting like 9 out of 10 times, right? You need to win these opening deals. That's why you're a primary AWPer. And look, again, I don't want to just like crap all over the guy, but let's assume you want to like elevate your team standings, right? What is not even the best team in Australia? You still have Renegades to play against. If you're going to miss those shots, you're never really going to go anywhere, you know, as a team or even as a player. And I think that is a worrying factor, as Alistair's going to find Badonka. But this aggression from Herb's always been spotted out. The jig is up. And look at the wrap around. You can wrap straight into B. this has just gone wrong. And Herbs, well, he has been kind of quiet so far, Jim, but he has a lot of work to do here.
He certainly does. This was just a foot race into B. That is not the way you want to go down either. That smoke actually gave his position away, unfortunately, here in Versa. He might actually be caught out in the rotate here. I think he's well aware of the fact that Gyro lay in wait, and he's just going to continue to burn time.
No, don't. God. They're dead, man. There's no need to like just shank them in the back.
I think everybody gets a little bit excited when they see that opportunity come their way, though. But that's been Eccles' day on Inferno. We saw some great highs from him, but on the later stages of Inferno, it's just Order upping the ante. They put a lot of pressure on him to perform, and unfortunately hasn't been able to hit those shots that we saw him hitting, arguably the more difficult ones. This is something different, though, from Paradox. They just want to end it here, maybe.
Well, they are trying to do so. As Bedonka from above. Oh, come on! Oh, he gets a spray. Took almost 30 bullets, but he finds the kill in his solo. Unfortunately, he is kind of trapped. And Valiant's on the hunt, but the timing works out for Bedonka. He's going to be pushing on in. He's completely blinded, though, and that's going to be a free frag for Valiant. Ekel and Herbs left in a 2v3. Make that a 1v3 for Herbs. He's got an AK-47, Kevlar, and a prayer on his lips.
And we know that, well, the odds are certainly not stacked in his favor. I don't know about that aggression, though. We might have wanted to have seen that a little bit earlier on than the last round from Paradox, but it is 16-6. It has been a convincing second map performance from Order, Blair. And, I mean, this one played out how we thought it would. A 2-0 to Order. They were slated as the better team coming into this, and I think they've shown that